the prosecution's case said that I confessed to killing the 4 children in a ritual sacrifice deliberately for riches, right? And my lord, I have something to say to that. I made the confession. In the charge and caution statement and the plain statement and in other areas, my lord, but I was pressed hard to do so, my lord. I didn't have any choice to say anything else or what I wanted to say, my lord.
Oludda olwabi lwagamba nti nakkiriza emisango gy'okutta abaana bano abana nga saddaaka okufuna obugagga era nakkiriza nga nteeka mu statement yange eyanjibwako ku poliisi ne mu statement gye baali bamaze okuntegeeza nti byonna byenjogera bisobola okukozesa ng'obujulizi naye bankaka kuba nali sirina kyakusalawo kubategeeza ki kye nali nze njagala okubategeeza.
So, my lord, I was coerced to say something that was acceptable to them at the time. Okay, moving on. The prosecution also tendered other evidence to suggest that I was deliberate and four-minded in killing the children, like the file in the flash disk. It was a book about war from China. So that one, my lord, I put that file on the flash disk long ago, but not so long ago, just about the time I came to the country. And I don't think that evidence counts as something against me in the deaths of the 4 children, because I put it there at the time.
You're going to go slow because I'm writing what you're saying. You're saying there was a book?
Yeah, a book.
About war?
Yeah, about war.
And you said you downloaded it long?
Yes, I downloaded it and
before
put it
you came to the country?
No, I was in the country at the time, my lord. Yes, and I put the flash disk there on the. I put the file on the flash disk. In what I thought was the site of them. Really, it was just. I'll contend, my lord, that was done to appease them, to kind of find a way to keep the peace. I was trying to assure them that I really I'm not interested in fighting them. I would lose, and I would like to lose and just go. So moving on. My lord, prosecution also presented to court other evidence, exhibits, or whatever we call them, that seem to suggest that I did this deliberately and with forethought. But for example, my lord, there was the beheading video searches. The videos about beheadings by ISIS. There was also the school searches for children, searches for schools that teach young children. Wait.
Ludda olwabi lwagenda mu maaso ne luleeta obujulizi nga balaga nti okutta abaana bano nakikola mu bugenderevu, era ne baleeta obujulizi nga flash disk okwali firimu y'entalo mu China. Eyo firimu nali nagiteekako ku flash disk eyo emabega, era nga ndi mu ggwanga lino. Ekitabo ekisoma olutalo mu China, naye nga nali ekitabo ekyo nakiteekako ku flash disk eyo emabega nga ndi mu lutalo, nga ndi mu ggwanga lino Uganda. Ekyo tekisonga ku ngeri y'okuttabwa kw'abaana bano aboogerwako, era bategeeza nti nali saagala era nga sirina kigendererwa mu kulwana ntalo, era nga nali wakuwangulwa. Era oludda olwabi lwaleeta obujulizi obulala era mu kitabo bange eky'ebizibiti nga bagezaako okulaga nti kino nakikola nga nakigenderera oba nakiteekateeka okugeza nga vidiyo eza okutemako emiteezo ekyo ekitongole kya ISIS n'okunoonyereza ku masomero g'abaana abato.
So, Okello, when you finish, you will let me know because, like I told you,
Yes.
when you give an sworn statement, nobody interrupts your conversation. So, when you're done, you will let me know and we shall stop.
Yes, when I'm done, I will let you know. Yeah, very. Yeah. So, moving on along. Yes, my lord. The video, the school searches, and almost all the other evidence that suggests, my lord, that I did this very deliberately. Was created in the end. I mean, those events happened at a later time when I did in fact make the searches and did those actions, but there was factors that were forcing me. I didn't even do so willingly still then. And then it comes to the conclusion of defense, my lord, that I didn't do any of this actually intentionally. I mean, in the legal sense of the word. So, to summarize the intentional murder section, we're going to say defense doesn't believe. Yeah, I don't. Huh? I don't believe that I did this murder intentionally, as legally defined, and then that's one reason, my lord, why the charges, all the 4 counts, my lord, should not be honored, my lord. So, my lord, I will explain separately or in a different section how I came to think and act that way. I'll explain how or why I believe I was forced to act that way.
Please proceed and explain.
Now?
Yes.
Yes, certainly. No, it's not going to be very long. The whole defense is very short, but for organization's sake, I think, my lord, we should just keep the order here. Yeah. So to support this support the argument that I didn't do this intentionally as described in this section, we are going to rely on the exhibits that have already been submitted by prosecution. Yeah, and the charge and caution statement, the plain police statement also. So moving on. Here I'm going to in this section I'm going to describe why I was forced to how I believe I didn't very willingly make the police statements. Yeah, in this section, I believe I'm just going to describe. It's very short. How I believe that I didn't make the police statements and some of the other evidence that was.
Mr. Okello, that one you said it already, and I have it on record that you were forced to.
Yeah, I should describe.
I already have it on record. You can now give me something else.
Maybe not, my lord.
Is that all?
No, there's more, but I'd like us to be sure that we have this on record, my lord.
Yes, we do. You said that the prosecution tendered in a plain statement and a confession that you said that you killed, where you confess that you killed the children for wealth or for riches.
Yes.
But you were forced to write that statement and you had no.
I believe that. I believe so. Yeah.
So that one I have it on record.
But I should say here that these are the witnesses I'm going to rely on. And this is the evidence also that I'm going to rely on. That's what I wanted to complete here.
Your witnesses, yesterday we recorded them and there was a prayer from your lawyers that we shouldn't disclose their identities, and so I don't want you to mention your witnesses.
Okay, my lord. Moving on. In the next section, my lord, I'm going to try to show how it seemed unlikely that I could have conceived even an idea like that. And though it doesn't directly support the arguments that I didn't do it, it can indirectly. We believe so, my lord, that this section could help to support the contention that the accused did not intentionally commit the the cook did not intentionally kill the 4 children, my lord. So moving on.
Is that all?
No, we're still moving. Moving on. So in this section, I'm going to say, the defense contends that the accused.
Yourself, and what is your defense?
The accused.
You are the accused.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to contend that I am a person said to be of generally good moral character, and is also said to be affectionate and kind, and is also very busy, and he's said to be focused on his work, and is very, very hardworking. Some have said that he's fairly prosperous, maybe by Ugandan standards, and resourceful. And in light of this circumstantial evidence, it helps, or it lends credit to the argument, my lord, that I couldn't even have conceived the idea, and so maybe alternative explanations could be carefully considered. So moving on.
Let us first interpret.
Waliwo ebyali binsindiikiriza okukola naye nga saabikola mu bugenderevu, era sirina kye nakola mu bugenderevu mu kuwumbawumba ku kigendera ky'okutta. Sikkiriza nti natta mu bugenderevu, y'ensonga lwaki njagala kkooti eno ereme kukkiriza misango gino. Era ngenda kunnyonnyola lwaki ndowooza nti nakakibwa oba nasindiikirizibwa okukola ebyakolebwa, era nga okuwagira obujulizi bwange nti saakola byonna bye nakola mu bugenderevu, neesigama ku bizibiti ebyaleetebwa oludda oluwaabi. Era nga ngenda maaso okugamba nti satta baana bano mu bugenderevu aboogerwako abana, era ngamba nti ndi muntu ayogerwako nti nina empisa ennungi, neeyisa bulungi, ndi wa kisa, nkola nnyo, era nga ndi wa mugaso nnyo.
Okay. For this circumstantial evidence section, I'm going to complete. I'm going to contend that I had a bright future to look forward to, and I had my parents to look after, and I had what was I thought a very successful business in the making. And so, in light of all of this, my lord, it would seem unlikely that that I could do something like this. And so, to support this section, I'm going to call it a prosperous life. I'm going to rely on evidence from from my dad, testimony from my dad. Testimony from my former landlord, and testimony from the people that leased me land in Noya. Also, also on a resume, my lord, my resume. Okay, in this section, I'll call it clues. It's just also circumstantial evidence. I cannot prove directly, but it's just supporting evidence that could be useful for defense later. Here I can show, maybe it's just circumstantial, maybe it's stronger, but here I try to make an argument, my lord, that I went into some distress, so this is something difficult for me, not something I voluntarily participated in, and something was happening to me that I wasn't really in control of, and maybe, my lord, maybe, my lord, this section also lends credit to the fact that to the argument, my lord, that I wasn't very deliberate in killing the children. And maybe, my lord, the other evidence could show with more certainty that I wasn't very very deliberate in the deaths of the 4 children, my lord. So moving on. Okay.
nti nayina ebiro eby'omu maaso ebitangaavu, nayina bazadde bange ab'okulabirira, nti nali mu business man ng'era njolekedde okuyitamu, ng'era n'obulamu bwange bw'omu maaso ndaba nga bulungi. Nina obujulizi obw'okwogerako obulungi okuva eri taata wange abampangisa ettaka Enyoya, abantu abansemba mu CV yange. Era nagenda mu maaso n'okwennyika mu birowoozo oba n'okuba nga ndimu ennyamivu, era nga kino tekyali kirungi gyendi, era nga saakola kintu kyonna mu bugenderevu, era nga nali sisobola kwebeera bikolwa byange. Saakigenderera okutta abaana bano abana.
So the section is here I'm going to say from around mid-January up to sometime mid or late March. I entered an especially distressing period. And so, my lord, I was contending with certain people that I will describe in a later section. And during this time, by the way, the time frame is only approximate. I really can't remember for how long and at the very precise period it began. But I think it was early January to around late March, my lord. So. So, my lord, I'm going to say here that certain people, they got my attention and they eventually, you know, my lord, they somehow began to they began to get accountability from me, legitimate or otherwise. They made increasing demands from me. And I noticed, or they made me notice, that they had they had all these capabilities, and so my lord, they threatened to kill me. They staked out that neighborhood where I live. If you know what stakeout means, it means like they will park a car or just stand there and watch where I'm living. There will be somebody there the whole time watching me. So yeah, they staked out that Bunga neighborhood. Yeah, they began to demand money, cash from me. And there was people that would follow me closely. So my lord, during this time, I left my home. I fled from that neighborhood for a long time. I left that home, that small single bedroom where I was renting in Bunga, near the trading center. Then I stayed on the street for a while. I lived outside on the street. I didn't want to be in that secluded place too much. So I used to sleep on the street and I didn't go back to the house too much, but that much. I went there only very little, my lord. So I didn't do too much. I was just on the run. I was out there always on the run or hiding somewhere. So, my lord, between this period between the January and the March, in the later part, the very late part of this of this episode, I try to I try to my lord, I try to end it some way somehow. So I tried a few methods. I tried a few ways to to I tried a few things, my lord, to bring the whole thing to an end. And I tried to flee. I tried to flee the country. Then my lord, I tried to I tried to I tried to rob a bank. I tried to rob a bank. Yeah. Right. Oh. Then my lord, I tried to I tried, my lord, to kill my brother's family. Yeah, I did. I tried to kill my brother's family.
Makati g'omwezi ogwa January oba ogw'olubereberye okutuuka ku nkomerero y'omwezi ogwokusatu nali mu kiseera kya kwenyika birowoozo era nalina abantu be nali nsika nabo omuguwa nga mu kiseera ekyo sisobola ngeraageranya sijjukira bulungi oba gwali ku ntandika y'omwezi ogwa January okutuuka mu mwezi ogwokusatu waliwo abantu abatandika okubaako bye bankozesa era nga balina embalirira okuva gyendi era balina bye bansaba ebyenjawulo ng'era bingi nakizuula nti balina obusobozi bwonna bantiisatiisa okunzita baalinga bagumba awantu okumpi n'ewange ng'era obudde bwonna bantambulizaako amaaso gye nali mbeera ebbunga era batandika okukanda ssente enkalu era abantu bannondoolanga mu kiseera kino nagezaako okudduka era nga nava we nali nsula mu kazigo era akazigo ako ke nali mpangisa ebbunga mu trading center nakaleka netandika okubeera nga nsula bweru ku luguudo era saddangayo eri mu nju yange era naddangayo balirirwe era buli ssaawa nalinga nziruka n'okwekweka wakati w'omwezi gwa January n'ogwokusatu nagezaako ebintu ebyenjawulo era nga nagezaako okuba nga nkomekkereza ebintu bino nagezaako okudduka mu ggwanga nagezaako okunyagulula bbanka nagezaako n'okutta famire ya muganda wange.
Miss Okello, are you still?
Yeah. Still reading.
Okay.
Okay. And yes, my lord, that is all for that distress section. For this section, I will rely on evidence from witness testimony. Yeah. Do I need to name witnesses or?
No, you don't name your witnesses. Your lawyer has requested that you don't name them.
Okay, fine. We will see how many witnesses come in.
Is that all?
No, not yet. Not all of this. These are all. But we're almost done. Yes. So this is the last section. I call this section friends. I describe those people, those the adversaries that I bumped into and contended with. So I don't know much about them, my lord. It wasn't very often I saw them. Most of them, but some certain types of these people I saw often, but not every type of person in here did I see often, my lord. So, my lord, I'm going to describe a few types of these people in here. It's just three types of them actually. So I'm going to describe those and some of the interactions I had with them. So some of them seem to be very young men, maybe even teenagers, but not very young. Late teens. The younger ones, they wore they wore very new clothes and they would greet me by my first name, "Hey Chris," and just proceed walking. So an encounter with these ones, my lord, it was just they would come from the opposite direction and we meet along the path and then they proceed further down as I proceed ahead and that's the end of the encounter, my lord. Okay, these last two, no, just proceed a second, I'm going to put that away. These ones, they drove new cars, very new cars. They were very clean all the time and very well polished. They were modern cars, very modern, very recently made cars. And the people that these people that are in this category still they were very well groomed. They dressed very smartly. And my lord, they had radios, walkie-talkies. They were my lord. They were very quiet and they had a distinct expression on their face. They were always I don't know how I'm going to describe this, but I could say they were perfectly expressionless. Maybe that's how I mean to describe it. And then, my lord, the last of the category, they seemed like everyday people. I could only begin to think that they were part of the others by my interactions with them.
Could you please repeat the last category?
Yeah, the last category, this is the last of the three. My lord, in this category, I'm going to say that that they were not distinct like the others. They seemed like any other person on the street. There was nothing unusual about them.
Mr. Okello, is that all?
I'm about to finish. And I could only begin to think, my lord, that they were part of the others, or I could only begin to, my lord, to think that they were all together, all part of the same team by my overall experience with them collectively, my lord. So my lord, I think this is also supporting evidence only, and if witness testimony allows, it could support the witness testimony of the main arguments and and the witness testimony supports the truth of this argument too, my lord. As defense, I contend that these friends, as I put it, had something to do with my actions on the second, my lord. So, closing, my lord, I believe that the honorable court, shouldn't honor the prayer for the murder conviction on the 4 counts because the defense contends that there was is it extenuating some circumstances that forced me to act the way I acted on the second. And my lord, court shouldn't. What? Yeah, court should not honor the charges that were brought on me as filed because my lord, they didn't make and support a good, strong argument that I was deliberate. They didn't make an argument, my lord, that I was deliberate, and they didn't support. They didn't support the argument enough, my lord. And so, my lord, defense contends that our prayer should be granted that the charges as filed should be dropped, my lord. Should not be honored.
Mr. Okello, is that all?
Yes, my lord, that is all.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Abalabe nasisinkana ngamba nti nalaba abantu ab'enjawulo ng'era abamu nabasisinkana nga bali bibe, abamu nabasisinkana nga nnyo, abamu era sabasisinkanako, naye nga baali babika bisatu benasisinkana, ng'abamu baali bavubuka nga bali mu egyo emyaka egy'ekkumi ng'era baalinga bambala engoye empya ng'era baalinga bansisinkana nga bwe bansisinkana bambuuzaako nga bayogera erinnya lyange erisooka Chris, era nga olumala okumbuuza nga beeyongerayo baavanga gye mba ntunudde nga nabo gye bava nga bambuuzaako nga beeyongerayo makubo gaabwe. Ekika ekyokubiri eky'abantu benasisinkana baalinga bavuga emmotoka empya ng'era bambala engoye ennungi nga bavuga emmotoka ezo empya ebika ebipya ebyakafuluma era abantu bano balinga bambala bulungi nnyo ng'era batambula balina zi radio call ng'era balinga basirifu nnyo n'engeri gye batunula nga yanjawulo. Ekika ekyokusatu ky'abantu be nasinkana bo balabika ng'abantu ba bulijjo ng'era tebalina kibaawula ku bantu ba bulijjo. Era ngamba nti emikwano gino gye nasisinkana gyakola kinene ku bikolwa bye nakola nga 2 nga nzigalawo nsaba kkooti eno ereme kunsingisa misango gino egy'obutemu kuba ngamba nti waliwo bingi ebyetooloolera ku bikolwa byange bye nakolanga ennaku z'omwezi 2 era kkooti eno nsaba emisango gino egy'okutta egyinvunaanibwa gyenzigibweko kubanga oludda oluwaabi terwaleeta bujulizi bumala nti nakikola nkigenderedde era nsaba emisango gino gyenzigibweko.
Okay, I want us to take a health break of 20 minutes, and when we come back, we shall listen to the evidence of Mr. Okello's witnesses.
Twegenda kuwummulamu kumala eddakiika 2 bwe tukomawo tuwulire abajulizi ba Okello.
Coming back at 7:30 midday.
Tukomawo ku 6:30.